Hi everyone. Today we will talk about how to stay motivated all the time. How to take charge of your own life. This is one of the questions that has been asked by many of my friends, and in fact I have asked personally this question to many of my colleagues and senior management team. How can you stay motivated all the time? Let's go deeper in understanding it together. But before that, there's an interesting study done by Department of Psychology of Columbia University in 1998. They conducted 6 studies of 412 fifth graders ranging in the age of 10 to 12, comparing their goals and achievement to the children, particularly on two sets of things. One set of children were praised for their intelligence, and second set of children were commended for making good efforts. In this study, the children were given an examination for several different problems to solve. It was a mix of easy problems and difficult problems. After the first test, all the children were informed that they did very well on this test, no matter how well they actually performed. First set of children were given the statements like, you must be smart at these problems, or you must be very intelligent. Second set of children were told that you must be really hardworking on these problems. Then they were given more problems, and this time in the second test all were told that they did not really perform well on the second test. Now here the researchers found out that after the results of the second test came on, children who had worked hard, that means they were told that they had worked hard, blamed it for the lack of the efforts that they put it on the second test, and that is why their scores were low. But for the first set of students who were told that they were intelligent, they blamed the lack of the ability to solve the problem. The studies also found out that these children weren't actually really enjoying the test. But before I tell you what happened next, if you are enjoying this video, do like and subscribe the channel and help me make more such videos. So coming to the next study, this time the children were asked to choose a task. The set who had been told that they were intelligent, they chose the assignment that they were actually well aware of, the easier problems, they could be able to solve these problems. But the students who were actually praised for the efforts, the second group, they chose the task where they thought they will learn something new. They chose difficult problems. The researchers said children who were praised for the intelligence preferred to find out more about the performance of the others on the task rather than learning about the new strategies for solving this problem. It's commonly believed that if you praise somebody's ability, it is going to be more motivating for them. But after this study, and contrary to the popular belief, fifth graders praised for intelligence were found to care more about performance goals relative to the learning goals than the children praised for efforts. After failure, they also displayed less task persistency, less task enjoyment, and certainly the performance was lower than the children who were praised for their efforts. Now let's come to how do you take charge of your own life? How do you stay motivated? What's your daily motivation? The first things first, stop telling your brain that you are intelligent, because you are negatively trying to tell yourself choose easier problems. The problems that you can solve. Once you feel that you are intelligent, your performance starts to affect. And there's only one thing to blame, that is your intelligence. But on the other hand, if you start to think that you're hardworking and you can put all your efforts in one go, you start to choose difficult problem and enjoy the process of learning from it. Don't worry about the results, because results are now directly proportional to your efforts. And this is what is called as locus of control. Locus of control is a psychological concept that refers to how strongly people believe that they have control over the situation and the experience that affect their life. In education, locus of control typically refers to the students who perceive the cause of their academic success or failure. There are two types of locus of control. First is internal, that is your inside. And second one is external, that is your external parameters. Internal locus of control is the belief that you are in full charge of your events and whatever occurs in your life, while external is the belief that you are majorly focused on the chance or fate or what are all the outside forces that determine your life's event. Individuals with an internal locus of control believe their behavior are guided by some of the personal decisions and the efforts that they make. They have the control of all those things that they can change. Having an internal locus of control is linked directly to your self-efficacy. The belief that you are able to do something successfully. This is what one of the greatest motivation driver. That is your belief that you can do anything. While people with the external locus of control see their behavior and their lives are being controlled by their luck or fate. They don't have control on their life. These individuals view themselves, that is their life and the circumstances, as the victim of life and bad luck. In management and leadership, this concept of locus of control remains the same. Doesn't matter what is your position, if you're senior or a junior, the idea is stop making excuse on the events or other people. That is the external locus of control. And instead start taking responsibility. That is your internal locus of control for them. If you really listen, you will often hear people describe their life as or their work as spinning out of control, or they felt that they had a very little control or were not very much in control of their life. However, when things improve, you will hear them say that they have started regaining control of their own life. When the locus of control is shifted from external to the internal frame, clients find it more energy, in fact motivation and great confidence to change. If you are in business, there are 3 things that you need to tell to yourself. First one, an internal locus of control is one of the key traits of an effective leader. A leader with internal locus of control is likely to be favored by the group members. One reason is that internal person is perceived as more powerful than the external person because he or she can take responsibility for the event rather than blaming the event. When the second thing, an internal locus of control separates good from bad manager. For an effective manager, there is a strong self-efficacy to initiate action rather than wait for things to happen. They take steps to circumvent the obstacles, seeking more information from the variety of the sources and accepting responsibility, whether it be for success or failure. Now, the third thing that you need to remember, employees' locus of control affects leadership behavior in decision making too. Internal locus of control followers who believed the outcome were the result of their own decisions were much more satisfied with their leaders who exhibited participative behavior than they were who followed the leaders were more of a directive nature. There is also evidences that internals are better to handle complex information and problem solving, and they are more achievement oriented than the external. In addition, people with high internal locus of control are more likely to influence too. That is what is needed to direct your own life. Take charge of your own life by concentrating on internal locus of control. Start paying attention to your efforts. Whatever happened in your life is because of the efforts that you have put in. Remember, fate or other forces have very limited role to play. It is just because of your sheer will that you can make things happen. Focus on what is your efforts, your learning. Stop worrying about the results. Everything will fall in place and you will stay motivated as always. Thank you for listening to me. If you would like to hear more of such videos and more valuable content, do feel free to comment or write to me. Thank you so much.